Before we get started, this is the highlighted version of the film session. We're going to give you about 10 to 11 plays a day for the YouTube. If you want the entire film where we broke down every play on defense and offense, go to my Patreon, man. They're going to get the exclusive content and they get it early. Patreon.com/vochlombardi. Put whatever you want in there, get all the film. You even get access to the films we did earlier this year. All right, let's do this. Cowboy fans, don't you be upset with this win. There's a lesson in every bar, and we did what we were supposed to do. That defense is legit. Playing a road game in New Orleans is legit. This offense is whack, and we did everything that we were supposed to do versus Saints. I ain't mad at it at all. The last 3 teams that won Super Bowls, the last 4 teams really that won Super Bowls, they was going through some ugly wins and getting their ass whooped before they won it. So relax. All right, let's talk about what we did against Taysom Hill today. We're doing the defensive film session right now. You'll get the offensive film session later. We're going to talk about some new D-Law things because he's bike. Of course, we're going to talk about the defensive player of the year and defensive rookie of the year, Micah Parsons, and the second place defensive player of the year, Trey Diggs. So just a couple of other things that I thought was interesting. Now, the very first thing that kind of sticks out here is where we're placing D-Law. I didn't think that he was going to play a whole bunch of snaps, and he really didn't. He played a good number of snaps, but the snaps that he did play where he was playing was interesting. They line him up outside. I'm going to show you that. They line him up in another few little spots. We're going to talk about that, but I saw a lot of him in B gap. And what that means to me is we're preparing him for the notion that, take a look at him, Michael Parsons on the outside of him, right? We're preparing Demarcus Lawrence for the idea that you're going to have to rush inside sometimes because we have this Michael Parsons, Randy Gregory relationship going on. Now, he's not going to be a full-time B gap rusher, but he will be a sometimes B gap rusher. D-Law rushing inside again, this time with Chauncey Golston outside. Just some things that we got to get used to. Then once again, we see the D-Law inside, Parsons outside look, okay? So I think this is going to be something that's going to be really useful for us. I was on the Twitter Spaces fake clubhouse kind of thing yesterday. We was chilling with your guy Nix. Go follow him on Twitter. And we was talking about a lot of things in that Cowboy discussion last night. But just one thing that I said up in there, and I think is an interesting idea that, think about when the Giants won their Super Bowls, right? They had pass rushers in waves, So when we look at, like, they always had 3 guys, Justin Tuck, Pierre Paul or whatever. Whenever like Strahan was doing his thing, he was doing his thing or whatever. Then they'll just have a third miscellaneous dude like Human Ura just coming there just eating up all the cleanup duty. You know what I mean? Like I think this is kind of what we have here in Dallas or whatever. So we have a Parsons, D-Law, soon to be Randy Gregory relationship. Our Human Ura could be Dorrance Armstrong, or it could be, Basham or something like that. I don't know whoever the 4th guy is. Could be an interior guy. But I think having waves of pass rushers is good for us. We got another interior D-Law rush with Micah Parsons on the outside. Just getting a little pressure, man. D-Law wasn't full 100% himself, but he ain't played football since week 1. So, of course, he's getting his feet back up under him. But he still led the team in pressures with 6. So, hey, man, these next few games we're going to be working on, getting our feet up under us, being full-time playoff pass rushers. And when it's time to get to the playoffs, we should be good. But Voch, is D-Law still good versus the run? Hey, man, come on. What are we doing? what are we doing, my guy? Don't even ask me disrespectful questions like that, bro. Of course he is. Moving on. Now, I saw this formation a couple of times, but I'm only going to show you 2. Like I said, you can go check out the full-blown film session at the Patreon, patreon.com/vochlombardi. But I call this, like some people would call this the NASCAR package. I call this shit endgame. Right, because it's all defensive ends on the field. And I'd imagine one of these characters, whether it be Chauncey Dorrance or Basham, one of those characters is going to be Randy Gregory. I don't know who it's going to be, but it's going to be one of them. And this is just the all defensive end package. I kind of like this, you know what I mean? So where it would be NASCAR once upon a time, hey, hashtag endgame. That will be on the test. So whether it be next week, it should be next week versus the Washington football fellas. We get Randy Gregory back. So when we get a look at this in-game formation, mind you, that's some shit that Voch Lombardi made up. They're not calling it this. It's just something we're going to call this at home in our little community on my show. The in-game formation, like at some point, like I said, we're going to look for it next week and see what happens to it. This was the first time I saw it. Let's just run the play and see what happened here. I only wanted to show the look and the alignment, but yeah, that's what we ended up getting there. And then there was another time later in the game right here where it showed up again. You see what I'm saying? I think the different part about it this time is that Basham and Dorrance were on the same side at first. This time you got Basham working on this side, Dorrance working on the outside. So whatever it is, what I think this gives you the ability to do is that you get to keep, just in case, you get to keep one of your linebacker guys in the game, which is Micah Parsons. But Micah's going to be linebacker dude. He gets to do linebacker things. You might need him to cover or spy, like he's spying right now. You see what I'm saying? But later on when we're playing against Taylor Heineke might not be spying. So now instead of Parsons doing that, Parsons could be blitzing or something. You see what I'm saying? And we got some pretty good pressure here from Basham and Chauncey, and got some pressure from Dorrance also. So hey, end game, that's what I'm calling it. It will be on the test, don't forget it. Just another way that D-Law was impacting the game. I'm showing you on the wide view, then we're going to go back and look at it on the cartel. D-Law is right here standing up, just getting pressure, then batting the ball down. Like, that's something that he really got. I think this is really one of his newer moves, right? Like, he got healthy sometime like in 2019. That's crazy. He's been hurt so much that something that he started doing in 2019 is considered one of his newer moves. But he started, figuring out the timing of the pass rush or whatever. So when he feels like the ball's coming out quick and he's not going to get a chance to get to the passer, he'll just get pressure, bull rush, and then get his hands up. He got really, really good at that in 2019. So hopefully if we can keep him healthy towards the end of the year with the other help that's coming back, that's going to be something that's going to help us in the long run. Because if we're going to get big pressure, the obvious adjustment to that is to get rid of the ball quicker. So if they're going to be getting rid of the ball quick, we can really bust their ass with that. So good stuff there. And I just wanted to show one more D-Law pressure before we left, man. This is him working on his hop step here. I'm not saying that he invented it, but he definitely, has been one of the more hop step using effective pass rushers in the game. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to pass rushing. And like I said, he hasn't done this since week 1. So he did a whole bunch of it in this game just to kind of get his feet back under him. Hey, look, if a bad game for D-Law, right? If a bad game for him, like when I say getting his feet back up under him, figuring the game back out, if he can get 6 pressures, a batted down pass, and a couple quarterback hits in a game like that, him coming back is just right on time with, Randy and Micah, of course. Let's talk about your young rookie, man. Let's talk about Micah Parsons, bro, in the game that he's having. It's just he's turned into the best player on this defense, and that's scary considering the type of guys and the level of talent that we have on this defense. But he's just really putting it all together, and it's plays like this to where you really kill the idea that he could be a full-time DN guy. And I know there's a lot of people on this earth that want Micah Parsons to be full-time DN guy, but I just simply think you can't do it because he just gives you so much all over the field. You know what I mean? He just impacts the game all over the place. Is this the one that I went crazy over? Hell yeah. On Twitter. Look at Parsons here, bro. Sir, like, people not understanding his speed yet. I guess it's going to take an NFL top 100 placement for people to talk crazy and say, oh, well, Parsons is faster than y'all think he is. For people to really like get an idea and appreciate how fast this dude really is. This is Kenny Stills, who is a speed receiver, right? And he's going to, do one of his goofy little wide receiver techniques that Micah wasn't ready for. And he's going to get a good bit of separation on Micah. If this was Leighton Vander Esch, if this was Keanu Neal, if this was Joe Thomas, if this was Jalen, what's his name? He don't play for us. Jalen Smith. If this was Francis Bernard or damn Luke Gifford, you are dead as fried chicken versus Kenny Stills in this position. Sir. That burst. The burst is different. Look at all this. They was on the internet trying to kill my joy, talking about some, well, Taysom could have threw the ball a little better. Sir, look at all this. Look at this. Luke Gifford ain't catching up to that. Vander Esch ain't catching up to that in general. Parsons goes up, defends the pass, and that turns into a J-Ron Curse interception, sir. What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's look at it again from here. We ain't doing nothing else. Bro, look at how much separation he had on the wide view. And then check out your boy right here. He caught. Bro. That's why you can't have that dude playing full-time defensive end, bro. He just makes so many plays all over the field. Not just in one place, bro. Not just in one place. He does it everywhere. And then let's just go ahead and show him some love on the pass rush side here. What we got? 46, 40. Let's just show him some love, man. So Micah, I mean, he's leading rookies in sacks, of course, but he's like, I don't know, he's like 8th in sacks or something like that. But he's number 1 in yards lost from sacks. And I think a lot of that comes from is that these quarterbacks still don't know how fast he is, and they think they can get away from him. So they try to run backwards to get a little more room, to gain a little more ground. But Micah, with that second burst, bro, that second burst is so deadly, and he just gets on you quicker than you anticipate, and it's ball game by then, man. He's simply the best player on this defense, man. It is what it is. I apologize. I just wanted to take time to show Justin Hamilton some love, bro. Like, you know, he doesn't get in the highlight packages for the YouTube all the time, but I just thought this was an incredibly good play by him. Super smart play right here. You see the Saints trying to set up this screen. It's not one of these fast screens that take advantage of bigger guys, but it's like these slower running back peel at the back screens or whatever, kind of like one of them. And you see Justin Hamilton. Let me get ready to pause it for you. You see Justin Hamilton, right, dealing with this double team here. Boom, 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 and then they release him. And you know he's gonna replace his footsteps. That's what they call it. Retrace your footsteps, sir. He's gonna find the running back and actually cover him, sir. What a fantastic play by his big ass. Shouts out to hometown. Shouts out to Nashville, Mississippi, bro. Like we've been talking about, you know, different guys you can bring back and, you know, re-sign or whatever. If we can't get Brent Urban back, I'm fine moving forward with Justin Hamilton and Bohanna. And, you know, if we can, I don't know, draft a guy like Jordan Davis from Georgia, that's, you know, it's not gonna happen. But if we can, you know what I mean, that'll be a good set of one text to move forward with. But if Hamilton's gonna be a cheap player for you, I think he's been doing some good things at nose as a cheap player for you. And we're talking about other fat kids that's affecting the game. How about Carlos Watkins, number 91, getting a smooth interception versus Taysom Hill? This is like the fourth one. The fourth interception Taysom Hill just kind of gave us with the stiff arm on the back end. Sir, I'm a creative playoff man. You better get the hell off of me. You better slow motion. Get off of me, sir. My goodness. Who else caught interceptions, man? Kurtz caught the first one. KZ got one. I'm not going to show the KZ one. I'm going to keep that Patreon exclusive. I promised them to keep that Patreon exclusive. Who else got an interception, bro? Carlos got... And Diggs. Hold on, wait a minute. Diggs caught one. Wait. This it right here? Fantastic. Look at how Diggs plays this leverage, bro. We're playing cover 2 easily, and Diggs is kind of working this deep. It's like a deeper cloud flat or whatever, you know. So it's not the whole flat of a cover 2, but it's like, you know, the pushback responsibility of it. And you know, that's the weak spot in cover 2, like the middle of the 2 safeties right here, and behind the corner in front of the safety. That's the weaknesses of cover 2. The good thing about Diggs is that Diggs know that. Diggs understands that. So if the receiver's gonna run past him and Diggs is gonna get back square, and he sees Taysom Hill, pardon me, pixelation, he sees Taysom Hill running his direction. Diggs is so smart, he knows that nobody else is behind him but the safety. He knows where they're attacking in the cover 2. He's just going to get a little more depth, run, find the football, interception, sir. What are we doing? And look at J-Ron Kurtz being the leader. Look at him. I told you the best. Look at him. Just pointing at him. Love J-Ron Kurtz, man. Boy. And Diggs with the wide receiver hands is with that hand. Do I have any more film to show y'all? Yeah, that's it, man. If you want some more film, you got to go to patreon.com/vochlombardi. You'll get the entire film session that we did over there. The offensive film session is coming next. But, hey, man, look, enjoy what we did, bro. And the cavalry's coming. Look, we only getting better, man. Tristan Hill, Neville Gallimore, and Randy Gregory coming back. And at some point, Donovan Wilson's going to get off the injuries, too. So, hey, we're going to start beating the shit out of people, and it's going to be fun. All right? Till then, man, y'all hold down for the Doski, Wolski, and the Peace, Whiskey. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI. Peace, man.